we go. Inter attacking the goal to our right. Napoli in the light blue shirts. And a rather nappy attire favoured here by Inter. And the first free kick of the game is awarded.
I think that's a very valid point you made there, Peter. It's all very well having all these new names come into a side, but it's getting them to play well together, not as individuals. And it's a difficult task for both coaches.
Safely through to Gali, now 34 years old, and the most experienced player in Serie A. Stagione forward. This is young Corrente, just 21 years old, and getting some strict attention straight away. No easy task for him today, Ray, stepping in the shoes of Antonio Careca.
Very difficult. He's a young man as well, and I think you saw Ferri there give him a little taste of what he's got to expect this afternoon. Ferri's a very, very tough man, and he'll make it very hard for him on his home day.
Here's Zola, a mercurial player. Stagione forcing the throw for Napoli, who haven't lost at home since February, when their colours were lowered by Torino. Here's Fonseca, setting up a chance for himself, maybe. And it was Battistini with the tackle, and a vital one it was too. Fonseca, his confidence so high after those 5 goals in midweek. And how quickly the Napoli fans have warmed to him. Fonseca taking the corner. Trying to, anyway. Ferrara, wearing 2 there, the captain of Napoli, has come up for this corner. And the header wide from Ferrante. I think it was Tarantino there who cut forward. Tarantino, who's preferred in the starting lineup to Mancini.
He made an excellent run there. He ran from about the penalty spot to get on the end of that, and with the ball whipping in like they only needed a touch, and it went like a rocket, but just unfortunately just too wide.
Sama. That's Ruben Sosa in pursuit. And they'll be looking to use him on the counter-attack, Inter. Thrusting, forceful player, Ruben Sosa. They've tried Darko Pachev in the first 2 games, Inter, and it hasn't really worked out for them. So Sosa, who'd been surprisingly left out anyway, now drafted into the starting lineup. This is Politano. Makes a lot of marauding runs down the flank. Turn. This is Yannis' turn again. Oh, great skill from Turn. And it's able to clear, and maybe can set themselves going here with Matthias Sammer. Schillaci. No free kick. Play on, says the referee. Bergomi. Now, surely that was handled then. Indeed it was. Free kick. Fonseca, the offender.
That's a great start. It's a very hot day in Naples, and both sides are really going at it hammer and tongs, and it's been a very encouraging start to the match.
Well, we've had 2 cracking games so far, and this one starting in similar vein.
It's interesting to note that Shalimov, a very creative player himself, has found himself with the job of actually picking up Zola this afternoon, and he'll be in for a really tough afternoon if that's the case, and he's trying to get himself in a very similar area to Zola.
Neat header that for the referee. And it fell kindly for Inter. This is Bianchi, who's a key player for them over on this right flank. Shalimov with the pass. Ready, fell out of play. I think De Agostini had just let that one go out. Here's Turn, the former Benfica player. Corrente. Fonseca trying to outsmart Bergomi, who was a tough and very experienced defender. Played in the World Cup finals, Bergamy, at the age of 18 back in 1982. Tackle in by Tarantino. Off goes Sama. Now this is promising for Inter. Corradini with a tackle and a foul by Sama.
That was a shame as well. Sama had the opportunity there to get the ball into the box, but he chose to take the defender on, and I personally feel if he'd have whipped that across, they may well have had the scoring opportunity.
Tackle that by Bergamy on Ferrante.
And that's a good sign as well from Ferrante. He just got straight up off the floor. That was a bit of a crude challenge from Ferry, but he's straight up and playing the game again. Good sign.
Ferrante, who's just a top for the lad spell with Pisa. Now, Fonseca! My word, he's got an eye for goal, this fellow.
I think when your confidence is up, as Fonseca's must be after scoring 5 in midweek, he's trying the old Roy the Rover shots now, and he wasn't too far off with that one.
Well, he's made a tremendous impression since moving to Italy from Montevideo. Played for Cagliari, a £6 million signing by Napoli. And they nipped in when Juventus let their option on him go. Maybe they might be regretting that. Shalimov, given away though to Tan. Really is an intriguing confrontation in the midfield area today. Now off goes Berti, loping forward in that familiar, purposeful stride. Sama, Bianchi, busy player. But here's Zola. He actually bears quite a resemblance to Maradona, doesn't he, as well as trying to play like him.
He's a very, very talented player. Obviously, as far as his career is concerned, it's still in its infancy, but he does show remarkable maturity, having taken over that number 10 jersey of Maradona's.
Yes, he scored some fantastic goals, Zola, as of course Maradona did for Napoli in his prime years. Maradona inspiring Napoli to those 2 league titles. Fausto Pardi with the pass, looking for Fonseca. Here's Pardi, did such a fine job for Sampdoria before switching this season to Napoli. Sama. And he has the task of taking over the number 10 shirt from Lothar Matthäus. So it's another hard act to follow. But another player of outstanding ability, Sama. Featured, of course, for the Germans in the European Championship finals.
And he had a very encouraging finals as well. He was, I thought, one of the outstanding players. Sama looked a very good midfield player.
This is Corradini, the sweeper. Carbone towards Fonseca, but safely through to Montezenga, sporting a cap now to keep the bright sunlight out of his eyes. Very hot afternoon. And the game has started at a fair tempo. Ruben Sosa, just sitting there. Berti being tumbled by Parry. Another free kick to Inter.
I think that's the encouraging thing about the Italian football this year. Most sides have upped their tempo, and the games are much more exciting this way. And if anything, they're playing slightly more the British style.
Well, we did make the point last week. There are so many attacking and positive players now in Italy. I suppose teams have to attack that kind of mood, have to adopt that mood rather. And certainly we're seeing that again in this encounter so far. Ruben Sosa and Shalimov organising the free kick. Could be an examination here then for Giovanni Galli in the Napoli goal. Sosa's shot, never really threatened to get through though. Well, they come Napoli now, they're on the break. Now, what support does Zola have here? Policano. Jostled by Matthias Sema. And that'll be a free kick to Napoli.
I think Sosa was being a bit ambitious hitting that one. That looked a long way out. And if there's anyone that can actually score a goal from this distance, Policano would possibly be the one player on the field who has the power in which to do so.
Yes, he does possess a really explosive shot, Policano, the number 3 for Napoli. And he looks to be lining it up. Zola is there too, and he has many a trick up his sleeve. My money's still on Policano. Here he is now, and it was a very tame affair, rather like Sosa's really at the other end. Into throw. Pick up by D'Agostini, member of Italy's World Cup squad in 1990, but out of favour now. Party, good tiny work by him. This is Policano rampaging forward. Now Party beavering away. Such a vital cog in Sampdoria's title-winning side. Schillaci. Berti quickly closed down. The pace unrelenting so far. Zola. This is Jonas' turn. Sosa. Bianchi in trouble, and the ball handled then by Policano.
It's very interesting to see both sides prepared to press all over the field, and it's nice to see as well. The important thing about the pressing, of course, is not to dive in at the end of it, as we saw Inter do a couple of minutes ago. Napoli seem to have adapted better to it. They're getting a lot of guys around the ball and making some good challenges. Turn looks very impressive up to now.
This is Battistini taking the free kick then for Inter. Bergomi. On then from Berti, and his father was his opposite number, Pari. D'Agostini's pass. This is Shalimov. Now Berti. Bianchi. And the cross far too long. D'Agostini in fact doing well then to hook it back in. Sosa with Shalimov. Good combination worked here. Now D'Agostini needs good service. Corradini hooked it away. Still into pressing. And a good claim made by Gali.
That was a great build-up from Inter. Some super football there from Shalimov and Sosa. And they got D'Agostini wide on the left-hand side in a good position, and he actually hit in a very good cross across the near post. But not one Inter player was prepared to get across the near post, where so many goals can be scored in any walk of football.
Zola. Mounted by first Berti, then Bianchi. Down goes Schillaci. Toto Schillaci, whose form seemed to have faded in the last couple of seasons, although he actually wasn't playing too badly. It was the goal touch that was deserting him.
Yes, it didn't actually look a foul either. He miscontrolled the ball, and I think that was his last option open, was to go over.
Shalimov. Sosa's gone forward. Shalimov hadn't. Pari. Now then for Zola. Here's turn. Carbone. Hopeful drive, and with a quarter of an hour gone, no goals, but a very enterprising opening by both sides. Napoli, who finished 4th last season. Inter were 8th, their worst campaign in 18 years, so they'll be desperate to improve on that this time.
They had a lot of rumblings in the camp last year whether Matthias was going to stay, Bremer was going to stay, and I don't think it does the side any good when you get those sort of off-the-field things happening, and unfortunately it really did affect Inter.
They certainly struggled, and it must have been particularly galling for them to see AC Milan, their great rivals, striding away at the top in such emphatic fashion. Napoli kept up a challenge for a while, but then faded really. And I remember that rubbing they had at the hands of Milan, 5-0. One of the most thrilling exhibitions of football I think I've ever seen. I don't know if you saw that one, really,
yeah,
but it was absolutely astonishing.
Yeah, it was fantastic football.
In fact, you did see it because you were sitting alongside me, I remember. I'm sorry. I was so carried away by the game, I forgot you were there.
That's right.
But Napoli met their match today on that occasion, no question. But they've steadied themselves since. They've rebuilt a little bit more, and they believe now they have a team that can seriously challenge for the championship, as indeed do Inter. Here's Sammer, Shalimov, now De Agostini, who was something of a surprise signing from Juventus. Apparently it surprised him as well. Turn. Stagione. Once or twice in this game he stumbled and lost his balance. Sammer. Now where's he going? Schillaci. This is Bianchi. Sammer trying to link with Shalimov. The back pass from Parry, which Gally has to hoist upfield. Berti back again. In goes Turn. Now Ferretti, who was caught by Bianchi. Marco Ferretti taking over that from Careca today, and his return from Pisa prompted the departure of Paravano to Genoa and Silenzi to Torino, so they must rate him highly. Those two players I mentioned, they're on the fringe of the senior side.
I think Ferrante is quite unique in Italian football. He actually gets up after he's been kicked. You know, we don't have any play acting from him. He's straight up, and he took a nasty kick there as well from Bianchi.
Yes, he's actually taken quite a buffeting so far. Here's Pollicano, who's been known to dish it out too. Driving over the cross. Now, did that get a touch on the way? Everybody's claiming something.
My word, what a great ball. There's that area again on the near post. If someone would have gone across the near post and got a touch to that, that must have ended up in the back of the net. But what a good ball from Pollicano.
He looks a pretty fearsome player, doesn't he, Pollicano? And he's very, very strong when he does come bursting down that flank. Turn. This is Sammer with Shalimov.
I was a bit surprised when they included Sosa instead of Panchev today. I think Panchev, probably playing away from home, would be the better player because he would hold the ball up better and give players better options, whereas Sosa is inclined to lose the ball quite a bit. And when you're playing away in such stadiums as the Napoli Stadium, it's important that you retain possession up in the attacking half of the field.
Bianchi throwing it on. Bianchi. No passage through though. Shalimov. Inter will try again. Sammer. This is Sosa. And that's how to play, surely. Gally here, who didn't play in the first game of the season. There were two stories, one saying he was injured in the pre-match kickabout, and the other one that he'd had a row with the coach. The coach wouldn't say afterwards, so you can draw your own conclusions. Carbone There's good running by Zola. It does take up some very useful positions. It's full of running. And a player of such flair and imagination. Taking over the Maradona mantle isn't easy, but he's doing his best. The man they call Maradona. He's won the corner.
He won the corner with a lovely bit of skill as well, Peter, there, rolling his foot across the top of the ball and taking on Shalimov. He was a bit unfortunate that he didn't actually get the cross in.
Fonseca. Preparing to take the kick. He's not happy with the distance those two defenders are from the flag. And it's another corner. Again, they've posted Ferrara in the 6-yard box. Fonseca to take the kick. Dangerous one, whipped in too. Ferrara didn't quite make a decisive enough contact though. Away comes Sama. Very hard to shake off when he's in possession, Sama. But Zola's got it back. That's a fine pass too. A shot charged down by Bergami from Ferrate. On the corner, is it? Yes.
They've looked very dangerous from these corners, Napoli. They've actually got the first touch on the ball on all 3 corners that they've had, and would suggest that Inter tighten up a little bit.
Fonseca once more, and Zenga having to tip it over. And he had to be at his most alert then, Walter Zenga. Good spell this for Napoli. Zola this time. Maradini. This is Shalimov. And he's found Ruben Sosa. Hardy back defending. Oh, that was sloppy play then. Berti. Theatrical dive, but the free kick's given anyway. A foul on Berti, who's a very outspoken player. Never afraid to speak his mind.
A great pass from Shalimov that actually changed defence to attack. He found Sosa wide on the right-hand side with a beautiful half-volleyed pass. That's a nice little touch from Sosa. He's got the stripes on the boots to match the shirt.
Sosa then lining up this free kick. Oh, tipped away this time by Galli. So both goalkeepers in action at either end. Two of the best in the business.
Yeah, the reason it all looks so spectacular is because the ball is really whipped in at such pace, and there we saw Sosa, who does have a tremendous left foot, really driving that one across the face of the goal.
It's Bianchi taking this corner now. Way by Jonas Turn. Perry. Zola having to chase back. And intelligently finding Turn. Appreciated that by the crowd. They love Zola. Now, what can Ferrate do here? Well, gets up again without a murmur of complaint.
He's prepared to have a go as well. There he goes, attacking the heart of the Inter defence, and Shalimov brings him down. But he does look a good player, and it's a nice time for a youngster to come into a side when they've just come off the back of a 5-0 victory away from home in a European competition. He must be full of confidence.
Well, they clearly see him as an alternative to the two South Americans, Correca and Fonseca, and with Correca out injured, Ranieri has no hesitation in bringing in Marco Ferrate today. First time, remember, he started a game in the top flight. He's had a couple of appearances as a substitute before. Indeed, on the opening day of the season, he came on against Brescia in that disappointing goalless draw. That's the shot from Pollicano, which somebody will be feeling right now. Ferrara. Big skill from the big defender. Get the ball for Ferrante. Now, can Inter catch Napoli on the break? No, because Corradini is there. 25 minutes gone. Napoli 0, Inter 0. And this is Zola for Napoli. Shalimov. It's neat control. D'Agostini. Sosa to chase here. Taking on Tarantino. And, well, no foul given by the referee. Cabone. Ferrante. Good hustling then by D'Agostini initially, and then from Sama. Bianchi. It's another very open game, just as we'd seen in the first 2 weeks of the season. Free kick to Inter. Bernardo, who's taken over the captaincy since Diego Maradona's demise. Bergomi. Bianchi. Corradini, not too effectively away though. Here's Sama. Shalimov. Always looking for an opening, always probing at defenders. And this time his path to goal was blocked. Ferrante for turn. Fonseca. Here's Sosa. How quickly they sprung forward then into Sosa to D'Agostini. Betti, now Bianchi. Schilacci was on that near post, lurking. And the danger passes. Both sets of defenders, Ray, really have to be on their mettle today.
Yes, they do, and Inter have got in a couple of really good positions, but unfortunately no one is actually breaking their neck to get into the box, and Bianchi's hitting a couple of good balls, but unfortunately the effort of the lads trying to get in there hasn't been good enough.
Just one later score to bring you. Sampdoria are leading against Udinese. The goal scorer, Jugovic. Sampdoria 1-up against Udinese. Zola. Here's Fonseca. Released by Ferry, who's one of the best markers in the business. And you don't shake him off too lightly.
Very nice effort from Fonseca. That was a lovely piece of skill there in the corner, but as you said, and quite rightly so, Peter, for man marking, Ferry is nigh on untouchable, and he defended very well.
Bianchi taking the throw then for Inter. Schilacci with Sama. It's a good run by him. And he very nearly got on the end of that pass then from Schilacci.
That was a great run from Sama. Here he goes. He ran along the line and just darted inside Turn at the last minute. I think Turn defended very well there. He got a little tug on his shirt and just pulled him back as he was breaking into the box.
Pollicano. Zola stayed on this left flank. He was clattered then. The referee says play on. And now he's given the free kick to Inter. Jonas Turn, who was captain of the Swedish squad in the European Championship finals. Started with Malmo, a couple of championships for them, and then a title as well with Benfica. They've always moved to Italy.
My word, that was close actually. Schilacci was only just called offside there. He's another one of those players we were talking about last week who plays on the edge of being on and offside, and He'll get in if he tries that often enough.
Tarantino, Lipari, now Corradini.
There's another young guy that started very well there, Tarantino. We often talk about the forward players and midfield players and the imports, but Tarantino does look a very good defender.
Yes, as I mentioned, they've left Giovanni Brancini out of the side to include Tarantino. Brancini, who's been a regular for some time now. Tarantino. Bianco tackling back well. This is Berti. Still going at a fair old pace here, right?
It's tremendous, isn't it? I'm really enjoying this. It's being played at a terrific pace. There's Berti trying to feign another tackle there, and unfortunately didn't get that one either.
And the referee actually is doing his best to keep the game flowing too.
I think the ref's the best player on the field, Peter, at the moment. It's nice to see a fellow let the game go. All these tackles, a lot of them are just badly timed, and nothing malicious about them. He says as he's just poleaxed to the floor there.
That was a foul. Ruben Sosa, the player brought down as he attempted to wriggle through. Sosa, who was the leading goal scorer in each of his 4 seasons with Lazio. 13 in the last campaign, along with Karl-Heinz Riedler. But of course, it's between him, really, and Darko Pacha for the place up front, alongside Schillaci. Sosa getting the vote this time, but he needs a good performance to keep Pacha out. Pacha, the former European Golden Boot winner. Here's Schillaci's shot. Away by Pollicano. Wasn't a good clearance though. Shalimov. Good passing by Turn. He's been very impressive so far, Jonas Turn. Now Ferrante. Off goes Fonseca. It's really in menacing mood, Fonseca. And Zenga had to keep a careful eye on that one. Did so well for Cagliari in the last 2 seasons, Fonseca, a team struggling really to avoid relegation, and his goals kept them up last season. Roma leading Foggia by 2-0, I'm just hearing. And Fiorentina 1 and Como 1. Fiorentina, the side we featured last week. And as I speak, they've scored again. It's Fiorentina 2 and Como 1. And Tarantino back on his feet. Pari to Pollicano. Here's Fonseca. That's a dangerous ball whipped in then by Fonseca.
Oh, that was a great ball, yeah. He made himself just a half a yard. He didn't have to go past him, made himself half a yard and whipped in a really good ball.
No disrespect to Jaak Ferrante, but you wonder what Correca might do with some of these crosses that are being whipped over.
Yes, obviously a player of his class is sadly missed.
Zola with the corner. Ferrara. Couldn't keep his shot down.
I've noticed that all this afternoon the ball is bouncing very high. This ball doesn't seem to ever want to come down as it hits the floor. It just stays up slightly too long and his volley's over the top.
So no problem for Walter Zenga. Ranieri, the coach of Napoli. Seeing his team squander another half chance anyway. Not too many really clear-cut openings so far for all the endeavour of the 2 teams. Pollicano. Former Torino player Pollicano. Here's Shalimov. No, this is gone for a free kick to Napoli. The foul on Turn. with 10 minutes of the first half to go.
That was great football from Napoli. That was a tremendous piece of awareness from Zola there, the little back header.
Fonseca trying the spectacular, but it's a goal kick to Inter. This packed crowd totally immersed in this game. Not much really to choose between the two teams at this stage. Inter incidentally haven't won here since the 83-84 season, when they had a 2-0 success. Turn. Pollicano. Now Zola. Here's Pollicano. Barate linking with Turn. Zola.
Another interesting thing that's coming out of the game is how comfortable all the players are playing the ball on the volley. When the ball's off the floor, the lovely side foot passing when the ball's off the floor. A lot of practice they put in during the week in training for that sort of technique.
Zola. Rather ambitious shot though, even for a player of his outstanding talent. Surely pushed it by Schillaci. The whistle blown rather belatedly by the referee. Certainly looked to be a foul then by Schillaci.
I think if anything, Tarantino got himself a little bit too tight on Schillaci, and he felt him on his back and rolled him, and Tarantino did quite well to actually make it look as if he'd been pushed, but it was good play from Schillaci.
Ferrara. Cross was long. Pollicano. Well, a broad smile from the Napoli man. But he's always struggling to reach that one. Schillaci now. The former World Cup hero hoping to rebuild his career at Inter. Bianchi. Bringing Berti into the play now. The header was from Schillaci, and he and Sama seem to be going for the same ball there. This is Sosa. D'Agostini. He does possess an excellent shot. And right across the face of the goal.
We've just seen Sama there have a bit of a go at Schillaci, but it's very difficult for forwards. He probably would have had the better chance of heading on goal than Schillaci, but it's very difficult for forwards once they're up in the air to actually get out the way of the ball, and that was a perfect example.
Fiorentina, I'm hearing, have scored again. 3-1 now against Ancona. Brian Laudrup getting that third goal for the team from Florence.
And that's no surprise. After watching them play last week, they looked as if they would score a lot of goals this year. So that's no surprise that they're 3 up.
And certainly Brian Laudrup impressed us a great deal. Agostini's free kick. Rather aimless one, though. In goes Turn with Berti, who just got a foot in first. D'Agostini now. Sosa. Zola. Pollicano. Zola. Barate. Well, was he held back then? That's what one or two of the Napoli players are claiming. He's got a corner. Let's look at this again, right?
He does very well. He dribbles through, but it's 6 to 1 and a half a dozen the other. Bergami's got to defend the ball. I couldn't understand what Zenga was doing at the finish of it, kicking it off. He could have picked it up.
That's Zola with the corner. Bergami almost missed that one. Pollicano, should be Zenga's, plucked out of the air with great aplomb. This is Sosa.
I couldn't quite understand why Napoli changed their tactic of hitting the ball into the near post. They've got quite a bit of joy from the early corners. Now they've hit a couple of long ones and haven't actually got a touch on either of them.
Barate. Got away from Sama. And then from Bergomi. And the shot deflected by Battistini. The falls for Sama. Bianchi.
He's certainly a game lad for Ange. He's desperate to score a goal, and he's really working very, very hard for Napoli.
Now news of one of the England players in Italy, David Platt, is in the Juventus starting lineup today, and they are a goal up in their match away to Genoa.
That's tremendous news as well, because that is an easy place to go and get points, is Genoa. That's a very difficult place to win. And it's nice to see David in there. Hopefully they can get the right result and he can stay in the side.
You can see highlights from that game in our Football Italia programme next Saturday morning at 10:30 here on Channel 4. And we'll hear the latest on Gaza and his latest plans for a comeback. Paradini. And that'll be the first yellow card of the game. Well, the tackle was certainly late.
Yes, it was a late tackle, and if there was a foul to be penalised, that was it, to get the yellow card. But it hasn't been a dirty game. It's been a very interesting first half. Not a lot of clear-cut chances, but there have been occasions where both sides could have scored. And let's hope that the second half will continue in the same vein.
Well, Politano seems to be okay. Caught then by Bianchi.
That looked like a clumsy midfield challenge, that one, from a winger come forward.
Well, it deserved the yellow card, and that is the punishment that he has received. Alessandro Bianchi, the Italian international, is in the latest Italian squad, as is Zola of Napoli. Nobody else, though, from the two teams paraded today. It's a friendly Italy have got coming up against Zurich. Not quite sure what Politano was trying there. Just a couple of minutes then of the first half to go. And an equalising goal, I'm told now, for Genoa against Juventus. So David Platt's joy was short-lived. It's now 1-1, Juventus against Genoa. Back off Schillaci then. Carbone. Turn. Politano. Down goes Ferrante. Well, Bergomi looks incensed by the decision. But he certainly went into the back of Ferrante then.
He's learning very quick, Ferrante, as well. He went over very, very quickly there and got himself a free kick. Nothing malicious about that one.
Zola. Shalimov. Now Sama. Off goes Sosa. You seem to be saying, is that one for me? And then he brings down Ferrara. I thought he played the ball then.
Well, he did play the ball, but unfortunately in Italy they don't let you get away with tackles like that from behind.
And I think Ferrara might remind Sosa of that later on. Politano almost into injury time. one or two minor knocks in the first half, so there won't be too much time added on by referee Stagione. Party. Stagione. Here's Turn. Stagione. Zola. Oh, 2-3 players in support in the penalty box. And again, Inter defending solidly. Right at 9 seconds of the half.
That was possibly the one occasion where a good ball would have been dealt with by the Napoli strikers there. They did have 3 in the box, and it was unfortunate that the one player on the field you thought would have got it in, Zola, unfortunately he didn't.
Napoli pressing hard now at the end of the half. It's Carbone's shot, dealt with competently though by Zenga. Carbone, the former Milan player.
I don't think he's going to beat Zenga with shots like that, the little curler. It needs a bit of a drive from 30-odd yards.
So the end of the first half, some very promising moments, a lot of good football, particularly early on. Maybe it lost its way a little bit that half towards the break. And not really too many chances falling to either side. And clearly they are very evenly matched. So plenty for the two coaches. That's Claudio Ranieri of Napoli. Plenty for the two coaches to mull over at half-time. No goals. We'll be back with Gazza's goals after the break. So the teams now taking the field for the start of the second half. Ray Wilkins alongside me here. Your thoughts, your reflections looking back on that first 45 minutes.
Yes, I thought it was a good 45 minutes, an interesting 45 minutes, but a lot of the good football was played through the middle of the field, and we've got some excellent players in the middle of the park, and they're showing each other the utmost respect. They're shutting each other down as much as they possibly can. But the good football has been played in the middle of the field, unfortunately, and not enough in either penalty area. I think with a little bit more goal-mouth action, the half would have been a super half. But consequently, when the ball is in the middle of the park a lot and being shifted around amongst these players, we're not getting as much attacking play as we would like to have.
Claudio Ranieri hoping his team can lift their game then in the second half to secure victory here in what is certainly a prestige match against Inter. These two teams hoping to be among the leading contenders for the title come the end of the season, along with the likes of Milan and Juventus. But so far, well, Giovanni Galli and his opposite number, Walter Zenga, haven't really had too much to do in terms of shot stopping. A few crosses to deal with. As Ray saying, there has been a lot of good technique and expertise shown by the two teams. What do you think he's had to say, Ray? Claudio Ranieri.
I think you would like to see them getting forward slightly more. They are at home. The onus is on them to attack Inter. Inter are making it very difficult. They're getting everybody behind the ball as much as they possibly can when Napoli have possession of it. And consequently, it's very hard to break them down. But I'm sure he'd like to see them get forward a lot more and create a few chances.
So Napoli then about to start the second half. Now kicking from left to right. And this is Yana's turn. The flick on was from Zola. And he's the man who can really spark something off for Napoli, Zola. Not too many opportunities really have come the way of Fonseca so far.
No, that's right. He's going to be marked very, very tightly, especially after his goal-scoring exploits in midweek. It's never easy to come back, especially when you've got guys like Ferry and Bergamy who are picking you up, two of possibly the best defenders, or man-for-man defenders in the world.
It's Ferry and Bergamy, the cornerstone really of Inter's defensive strategy when they won the championship back in '89. This is Salah now. In from Diego Stini. And away goes Zola. That was handled surely by Berti, who's looking rather indignant.
Yes, a definite handball. It was a nice piece of skill from Zola, who'd actually gone round Nicola Berti there.
Pollicano. Verratti. It's his turn. Hiding Carbone. Verratti. Oh, it's a great effort. What a save that by Zenga. Catapulted across his goal. And what disappointment then for young Verratti.
Oh, tremendous shot on the turn and on the half volley, which isn't an easy ball to hit. Here we see it once again. That's a tremendous shot. That was the first time that Inter haven't actually picked him up though on the edge of the box. Gave him a bit of room. And it just goes to show that he does have a bit of a shot in his right foot.
And Zenga performed heroics then to keep that one out. Reminding us why for 2 consecutive seasons Walter Zenga was named the best goalkeeper in the world. Zola taking the corner. Ball for Pari. He's not really renowned for his goal scoring. And the chance didn't come his way then. Zola now. And the header over the top from Pollicano.
Oh, this is a lovely start from Napoli. They're really putting Inter under a bit of pressure. That was a beautiful corner kick from Zola that picked out Ferri initially before this header from Pollicano. It was a very good piece of quick thinking. I think if Parry would have helped it on with his head, they might have got something out of it. But they're playing some good football. It's nice to see.
So Inter's goal under threat at the start of this second half. Header from Ferrara. But he was pushing in the process. Sosa taking the free kick. Here's Shalimov, who's the first former Soviet player really to make an impact in Italian football. Such a big success at Foggia. 9 goals he scored, Shalimov from midfield. And they'll be hoping for that kind of return at Inter. Bianchi. Offside, the flag was up as Sosa tried to make contact. So nothing would have counted there.
Yeah, the ball comes in, and it's very interesting to see it's Carbone that makes the challenge. That's good defensive play from him. He's a wide right-sided player, but he's getting back there and helping out the defence. Nice to see.
There had actually been a doubt about Carbone playing today. He had a facial injury from the win in Valencia in midweek. But clearly had recovered sufficiently to take his place in the side today. Another goal for Fiorentina. Baiano has now made it 4-1 against Ancona, who I think we're in for a hard season. Ferrara. Betty with the clearance. Now here's Sosa. Did well then, Sosa. But Schillaci's lost it. No, he hasn't. He's won it back again from Pollicano, who then yanked him down.
Doesn't appear to be a happy man. He does very well there, Schillaci. He gets back after the attack breaks down. He gets back and he gets in there and picks up Pollicano, and then he wins back the free kick.
And you certainly can't accuse him of not working hard. He's always a tireless worker in this Inter side, and indeed he was for Juventus, but just a goal touch that disappeared. Sama ran straight into a turn. The referee waving play on. Fonseca adjudged the offender.
I thought that was a good old tussle there. It was a super through ball. As it comes over the top, Fonseca gets onto it first. It's a good tussle. I don't see that there's a lot wrong with that. Obviously they were both having a little pull at each other, but it's nice to see a bit of that in the game.
Agostini taking the throw there for Inter. Here's Sama. Now Bianchi. Well, they do score spectacular goals in Italian football, but not this time. He actually seems to be preferred at the moment, Ray, in the Italian squad to Lombardo of Stagione, which I think surprises both of us a bit.
Yes, it definitely surprises me. I think Lombardo is possibly one of the stars of the Italian football, and I can't really see how Bianchi would keep him out.
Now Ferrara with Pari, who played with Lombardo at Sampdoria. This is Turn. Up from Carbone. Good running by Turn and good covering by Saba.
We saw a tremendous piece of skill again from Zola there. He's being very, very tightly man-for-man marked, but he keeps playing these little balls around the corner, just nicks them off the outside of his foot and spins round for the return. He's done it several times, and it really is a great piece of craft, especially if you're being marked as tight as he is.
Fonseca is taking the corner then for Napoli. Only cleared as far as Turn, who rather mishit that. And a second chance though, and has found Pari. Zola. Corradini with time to find Turn. Now Tarantino. Fonseca. And that was optimistic to say the least then from Daniel Fonseca.
Yes, that's right. He was bearing down on goal, and he might have been better off to try and carry that in a bit further and look for the 1-2 with Ferranti. But I must admit, I've been very, very impressed with this Tarantino. He's defended very well, but also when he's in possession of the ball, he does look very, very comfortable.
Corradini. Daniel Massaro has given Milan the lead against Atalanta. And David Platt's Juventus are now 2-1 down at Genoa. This is Ruben Sosa and Sama! Classic strike by Matthias Sama. And Inter take the lead.
Superbly taken goal. Sama has got a great body shape there and just volleyed it down into the bottom there. We saw Sosa there having a bit of a tussle. I think it was with Ferrara, and as the ball bounces up on the volley, there's Sama to smash it in the corner. Very good goal.
His first goal in Inter's colours in Serie A. And what an explosive finish it was.
Yeah, very good goal. And actually it was against the run of the play as well, because Napoli have actually opened up the second half in fine style, and they find themselves a goal down. But it's possibly better that, for us as viewers, to see Inter go in front. We might see Naples pick themselves up and have a real go now.
Pari on for Fonseca. Neat skill. Carbone couldn't get there though before De Agostini. A goal coming 9 minutes into the second half, scored by Matthias Sama. Ferrante off the target.
It was well worth the effort. The ball sat up nicely for him and he took it on the volley. We've seen a lot of those flying in Italian football, and I think Ferranti was justified in having a shot.
Well, Inter will be delighted with their afternoon's work so far. As Ray was saying, they, if anything, scored that goal rather against the run of play. But Napoli are lacking that cutting edge at the moment up front. Corradini. Carbone. Fonseca. Too easy though. Alberti finding Bianchi.
He's been a little bit ambitious now, Fonseca, especially playing against Bergami. He won't get away with little touches like that.
Policano. Here's Sosa. Well run back though by Jonas Turn until Sosa caught him.
That's just what I was talking about in the first half with Ruben Sosa. You don't actually want him to lose the ball there. Inter have won it back, and they're under a bit of pressure again since the goal they scored. And you need someone to hold the ball and get the ball moving a little bit. He actually made a very good tackle there. He was a bit unfortunate the referee blew up against it.
Zola. Now this is Sosa with Schillaci. Sosa again. Only the two of them up for the moment. We've got support arriving now with Shalimov, and here's Schillaci! Oh, second goal! An absolute cracker from Schillaci.
Yeah, that was a fantastic goal. It was good interplay from Schillaci and Sosa in the first place, and then we had Shalimov joining in the play and laying a most delightful pass, perfectly weighted. And I don't think Schillaci misses too many of those. A super finish. Here we come again. Look at that, driven right into the corner. Great goal.
Toto Schillaci with his second goal then for Inter this season, his new club. And maybe the old goal-scoring touch is back again. Certainly is on the evidence of that. Fabulous goal by Schillaci. 2 goals in 3 minutes that have really stunned Napoli. My word, there were some crestfallen faces on the bench.
And I think he thoroughly deserves the rewards he's got, Schillaci. He works very, very hard for Inter, and it's nice to see him back on the score sheet again.
Only 11 goals in his 2 seasons, his last 2 seasons with Juventus, Schillaci. It all seemed to be going wrong for him, so maybe a change of scene was just what he needed. No doubt about his finishing quality, as we saw in the World Cup finals, when he was absolutely lethal. Zola. How quickly now can Napoli bounce back? It's asking an awful lot of them. Against a team with defenders of the quality of Ferri and Bergami available. But here's Zola now, trying to twist and turn his way through. Carbone, Jonas turn. Biatillo was quickly into the tackle, and away come Inter on the break again. Schillaci's up with him, and also Sosa here. And off Galli for the corner.
That causes the big problem that Napoli face now. They've got to push forward and got to get a goal back, but they are so quick on the break, Inter, and that was another super piece of football.
Well, they really were 2 shattering blows for Napoli. And they're going to need all their resolve, all the resources now to recover from this. Sosa with the corner. It was a clumsy clearance.
I think you can see the way Inter feel about the game now. 2 goals up. There's no one in the box from this corner. There might be a few on the outskirts, but there's no one actually in the box.
Sosa's corner. That was rather wasted.
I've never actually seen him kick a ball with his right foot before, and he's. I thought that was a bit over-ambitious from him. But it's going to be very tough for Napoli now. It's 2 goals down. They must be feeling slightly tired, although they won 5 in the week. They must be feeling tired now. Inter didn't play in the week. That could be a major factor in the second half.
Yes, Inter have no European competition to distract them from their goal of winning the title. Shalimov. And certainly this would be an excellent scout for them if they can take this victory today.
I think the major reason, or one of the major factors behind Inter's performance at the moment is Bergami and Ferri. They're marking Fonseca and Ferranti very, very tightly and not giving him a sniff, really.
Yellow card for Fausto Pari. Ferrara. And the home fans becoming a little frustrated now with their team's efforts. This is Corradini. And they've less than half an hour to put things right.
But it's a long time, half an hour in a game of football. They shouldn't go pushing too many players forward. Up to now, it's they still create chances, but they've got to keep patient. Otherwise, they could find themselves conceding another.
And that really would clear it off, surely. Here's Ferrante now. Just trying to slip it on to Carbone. Still Ferrante driving it in this time. And Inter able to clear. They had so many numbers back then, Inter. Their defence, as Ray is saying, superbly marshalled around Bergami and Ferry. Pollicano now. Dramatic dive right on the edge of the box. Outside.
I think we're in Zola territory here. He loves this this sort of angle and this sort of distance in which to curl them over and around this the Inter wall.
This could be a right foot curler here from Zola. Seca may fancy his chances too.
No, I thought Bertie actually got out of the way. Pollicano took a dive there and conned the referee into getting the free kick.
Napoli urgently need a goal now to give themselves fresh hope. And there's Fonseca! Zecca beating it away.
That was a nice free kick. Was all expecting Zola to hit it. Fonseca plays a 1-2 and drives it around the other side of the wall. He really does have a lovely left foot. Very alive, Walter Zenga as well.
Must have bent that round the wall. Here's the corner. Way by Bianchi. Nobody upfield though for Inter. We have this 2-goal cushion. Sama and Schilacci with the goals. Jonas Ter. In from Ferrara to Pollicano.
I think we'll see Pollicano pushing further and further forward now. It's a bit of a desperate situation for Napoli. Pollicano is good in the air on the back post, does have a tremendous shot, and I think we'll see a lot more of him in the opposing penalty area.
News of a sending off now in that Juventus match. Di Canio of Juventus has been dismissed, and they're still trailing Genoa by 2-1. And Marco van Basten has made it 2-0 for AC Milan in their match against Atalanta. This is Schilacci, and it's Udinese 1, Sampdoria 1. An equaliser there then for Udinese. Zola with turn. Now Pari. Got to find some bite up front now, Napoli. Here's Zola. Fonseca. Should be the goalkeepers. The threat from Ferrante. Almost at the halfway point in the second half. Napoli 0, Inter 2 in the Sao Paulo Stadium on this very, very warm afternoon. And it'll be no surprise if the players do begin to flag a little in this intense heat. Pari has Pollicano in support outside him. Only partially clear. Back comes Saba. Turn. Pari. No way through. Turn thought about the shot. Thought better of it. And this now is Fonseca.
That's a good call from Zenga. Battistini was just about to volley that away, and he's got a shout off the goalkeeper to let it run through. Very good piece of goalkeeping.
Another goal for Fiorentina. They're now 5-1 up against Ancona, and it's Di Mauro with his second goal of the game. Here's the counter-attack being launched by Beatti, galloping down that left flank. Prodigious worker. Sosa, on for Shalimov. It might have been.
Yes, it was a good run from Bertie. Ferrara missed the challenge on the line. A great ball from Sosa. I thought Shalimov might have laid it across one more, but he had to go with the worst of his 2 feet, his left foot, and it just misses the upright. But another good break from Inter.
And they do look dangerous every time they break forward. Endeavouring to soak up more pressure though from Napoli.
I think Napoli's problem, or one of their problems, is the fact that Fonseca, in his search for space, he's coming out of the box too much. They actually want him in the box to create those chances and get a few strikes on goal, but he's finding himself drifting out to both sides of the pitch because he's being marked so tightly.
Now a substitution being made. It's Skripar who's going to come on, and they're taking off Carbone. Massimo Skripar, an Italian international who's lost his regular place in the side at Napoli for the moment.
He's a tigerish midfield player. He'll try and get a few players wound up a bit and get Napoli on the attack.
There has been speculation that he's being linked with a move possibly to Inter, so he'll be anxious to impress now. Morante, just too many defenders for him though. And then Skripar rushing into the tackle. Very aggressive player. Ranieri wanting more urgency from his team. I'm wondering if they can find a way back into this game. Skripar. Free kick to Napoli. Here's Skripar. The service needs to be better than that, though. Betti. Schillaci. Now then for Beatti. And good running by Bianchi. It's got Schillaci up with him. And Sammer had made his way into the penalty box too. But it all comes to nothing. And they're claiming the back pass was handled, but I don't think it was a back pass.
No, it was accidental, but that's that grey area of accidental and intentional.
Yeah.
It's a dodgy old rule that they've just brought out. I'm sure that's not the end of it, but we'll probably see a load of more incidences such as that as the season goes on.
It hasn't been a major talking point in the Italian games we've seen so far, has it really?
No, it hasn't. No, that was just Schillaci being very aware that it had come off a Napoli defender.
That's Fonseca set tumbling. Now, is he going to line one up from here? Zola is there too, and Pollicano. It's Zola. And that won't bother a goalkeeper of Walter Zenga's class.
I'd be very surprised if anybody scores from that sort of distance against Zenga. That's a long, long way out. And, Zenga being the accomplished keeper I don't think he's let many of those in his career.
Schillaci penalised. Skripar for Napoli. 2 goals down. It's Skripar again. Half a chance. Quickly closed down though by Battistini. Fonseca back into the danger area. It was Bianchi who whipped it away. Back in from turn.
My word, that was the danger area as well. They'll be very disappointed that no one was on the end of that cross. That was a super cross from Fonseca.
No question Ranieri will be ruining the absence today of Correca, who's such a sharp finisher. He relishes in any kind of decent service that might be around. Ferrara to turn. This is Tarantino linking with Zola. Policano's gone out wide. This is Tarantino. Zola taking over. Paris. Here's Zola. Oh, a misunderstanding there as Zenga came for it.
But that's good defending. The defender knew he could get the ball first. He didn't worry about the call. Up he went and headed it away. That's good defending. If the defender can get there and he feels he can clear the ball, then clear it.
Spilacci won't reach that one though. Cagliari 1, Lazio 0. Score I'm just receiving. Capioli, the substitute, scoring for Cagliari against Paul Gascoigne's side. Gazza hoping to make his debut for Lazio in the friendly against Tottenham in the week. Kripa. Ferrara. Again, it needed a good cross. Problem here for Matthias Sammer. He's had another influential game for Inter. The word was he was taking a while to settle in his first 2 matches, but he's beginning to make a real impression now, and I'm sure he's going to be a major success for Inter. That'll be another corner for Napoli. Can they make all these corners and all the pressure count? Not so far. They're not too happy on the bench. Maybe Ranieri's considering another change there. Fonseca now. Too long, really. Bianchi has given away another one. Zola's turn this time. Zenga, a very confident catch. Now, substitution, I think, is about to be made. Sammer down injured. He only just got up.
Yes, I think he took a little brush in the face there. I couldn't actually see who it was that hit him, but he definitely took an elbow to the throat or the face.
Well, I didn't see anything intentional. That's Mauro there about to come on. Oh, yes, there was. Oh, yes, Ferrante. No.
It was Ferrara.
Ferrara.
I think that's a little feud that's been going on the whole game. They had words with each other about 20 minutes ago, and that's carried on, and Ferrara's really given him a nasty one in the face.
And that was a little naughty. A very painful blow then for Matthias Sammer. Thankfully, he does appear to have made a recovery.
That's a sad part of the game world over at the moment. There's a lot of elbows being pushed around, and it's something that, especially when we're seeing good games, we don't actually want to see nasty incidents like that occurring.
Well, I don't think Ancona are going to recover today, Ray. They're now 7-1 down to Fiorentina. Don't get too many sevens in Italian football.
You don't get too many sevens, but it's always difficult for a side that's just been promoted.
Yes, so many teams come up with those, take that down again, and well, let's not wish them too much ill luck at this stage, but they are, as I say, in for a tough time, Ancona, no question.
They'll have a torrid old season, I think, Ancona.
In contrast, high hopes, I would think, of an excellent one for Fiorentina.
Yes, that's right. It's nice to see a good team coming out of Florence, because they're so passionate down there about their football, and it would be super to see a good Fiorentina side. But I think we're seeing quite a good Inter side as well. They've worked very hard today, and they've made it very difficult for Napoli to get back into the game. And the introduction of Sammer and Shalimov in the middle of the field particularly has given them plenty of options.
Now an option has been taken up by Napoli. They've brought on then Massimo Mauro, a very experienced player, and they've taken off Jonas Turn.
Yes, he's been looking particularly tired. He's had a bit of a hectic week with his wife giving birth as well, so he'll be particularly tired, I would have thought.
Yes, I think there had been a doubt as to whether he'd be right mentally for this game after the elation of the child being born. So Giannis' turn now has been taken off, and Mauro has his chance to shine. This is Bergomi powering forward for Inter. Now here's good news. David Platt has equalised for Juventus, so that's 2-2 now. Away to Genoa, David Platt scoring for Juventus. What a lift that will give him. He's got a real fight on there, David Platt, to even get a place in the starting lineup. Berti back defending for Inter. Hanging on to this 2-goal advantage. Cripper taking the corner. The fall for Mauro. Cleverly through. Just too long.
Yeah, Ferranti thought he was offside, but consequently he wasn't. It was a super little ball from Mauro, and had Ferranti continued, I think he may well have got a cross or a shot in.
Well, he has a great football brain, Massimo Mauro, 30 years old now, and he's played with 3 of the soccer legends in Italy: Platini at Juventus, Zico at Udinese, and of course Maradona here at Napoli.
Not a bad trio, eh?
Wouldn't mind them on your side, would you? With Wilkins just behind them.
I don't think I'll get a go.
Now Bianchi, the long cross for Sosa to chase. Cripper. There are quite a few out there, Ray, that you have played with in the past, the likes of Ferry and Bergomi, and of course Battistini was with you at Milan.
Yes, that's right. He's a sweeper converted from a midfield player. He used to play in midfield at AC Milan, but he's doing a good job at sweeper now.
Agostini. Down goes Schillaci, a wrestling match with Tarantino, who pleads his innocence. Certainly some shirt tucking going on there. Mauro for Napoli. Time beginning to run out for them. They're still not really able to penetrate deep into territory. Bianchi might here. No, good covering tackle. Corradini's lost his boot. Sammer. Shalimov. Pauri. To Cripper.
There's a good bit of football, using your brain in football. Nicola Berti realises possibly the only player that can get Napoli back into the game would be Zola. He's gone on man-for-man, marked him, and he's taken it upon himself, taking the responsibility of picking him up, and that's a good bit of football thinking. There he goes, chasing him all over the place.
10 minutes to go. Policano, the injured party, but here's Zola. The flick from Ferranti didn't come off. Out goes Shalimov, under the weight of Party's tackle. Now Signori has equalised for Lazio. He's made a great start for them. Another goal for him. And their match away to Cagliari, that's now 1-1. So plenty of goals around the Italian scene yet again. Now Sosa, oh, that's an exquisite pass. Bergomi, powerful run again. Does come forward, great aggression when he does have the opportunity, Bergomi. Most of this game, of course, he's had to defend. And he's done so with resounding success. Fonseca. Him off Bianchi. So yet another Napoli corner. Mauro, they hadn't picked him up too well.
Yes, it was a Napoli corner, 2-0 down, with not very long to go, and they had two guys in the box. I can't really understand their thinking there.
Depart. Now on Zola. Ready. Claiming his shirt was tugged. His appeals to the linesman were in vain. So the process of Schillaci. You can't believe it. Mauro. Free kick to Inter. Fonseca's turn to look aggrieved.
I think he must be a bit frustrated as well after the 5 goals he scored in the week at Valencia. Ferry would have taken this as a personal challenge to blot him out of the game, and he's done that to perfection this afternoon.
Looking at the brief clips we saw of those goals in the week, it's a different class of defending he's faced today, isn't it?
Yes, that's right, and also the clips of the goals that we saw, they were all counter-attacking, and that's what Italian sides are excellent at when they go away from home in Europe.
Schillaci's header. There's Mauro. Tarantino to Pollicano. Napoli still searching for the goal to rekindle their hopes. Really, the signs aren't too encouraging for them at the moment, and it's Sama racing on. Is that another one? Just tips it wide. But Gali seemed very slow in coming off his line then.
Yes, that was bad goalkeeping. He must surely have seen the ball coming through from a long way. He should have come out and picked that up, no problem whatsoever. He should be sweeping behind them now. Being 2 goals down, he should be playing the sweeper, pushing people forward.
Well, that was very near then to a second goal for Sama, and that really would have finished it if Inter had scored a 3rd goal then. As it is, Napoli is still fighting on, and the shot from Mauro, I think, was deflected. Indeed it was. Well, they just survived at the other end. What can Napoli do here now? Zola with the corner. They've got more bodies in the box this time, and it's gone in. Fonseca.
That's a truly great header. Another one of those very quick whipped-in balls to the near post, and Fonseca got above it very, very well indeed to guide it down into the far corner. A good goal. Here we can see it once more as the ball comes in. It's a great header from Fonseca, just guiding it down past Senga's right hand.
Now we're in for a real dramatic finale. Zenga couldn't get there. As the header angled down and up into the corner, no emotion on the face of Coach Ranieri. But he knows his team are now in with a fighting chance. 6 minutes to go. Mauro. Different game now. And I wonder if Inter are going to live to rule that miss at the other end. Oh, Ferrante.
Listen to that crowd, what an atmosphere. Ferrante obviously disgusted with himself there, should have done a lot better than that. But that's the way games go. You get a little bit of inspiration and it picks you up. Here we can see it's dropping from it's not an easy shot for Ferrante to hit, but he should have at least got it on target and make Zenga make a save.
Well, no question it was a real let-off at the other end when Sama went through. Gali slow in coming out. Then the goal from Napoli, and now, well, the whole picture suddenly changes, and Napoli could have had the equaliser there from Ferrante.
It was that man Zola as well, threading the ball through the eye of a needle there for Fonseca to pull down.
Four minutes left. Napoli 1, Inter 2. Mauro. Fell then by Sama. Taking the free kick quickly. And relief respite for Inter. And the man we were praising earlier on, Lombardo, has scored for Sampdoria, so they now lead Udinese by 2-1. Must have heard us complimenting him, Ray.
Yeah, he must have done. But he'll score lots of goals with his pace.
Can Napoli score another one to save this game? Ferrara taking the throw. Crippa. Inter may yet be in for some desperate defending. Change being made very late on. Sammer, I think, is going to come off, and Antonio Paganin, who's a utility player, is going to replace him. I would think his role will be a defensive one. No question where Ranieri wants it, or he's not happy about something there anyway. Here's Malrose, free kick. Policano. In goes Fonseca. Off the line. The whistle surely has gone anyway for the challenge on Zenga.
Yes, it had to be a foul. Fonseca wasn't attempting to get anywhere near the ball, just jumped into Zenga. I can't really see how Zenga's that hurt. Yeah, we see the challenge. I can't really see why Zenga's on the floor at all, actually. There was no challenge whatsoever. He's just actually put a knee into the thigh of Fonseca, which would be quite painful.
I think he was just making sure he got the free kick anyway.
I think that's a certainty for him.
Not a bad header off the line, actually.
That was a good header. He's a great header of the ball, Battistini. He's a tremendous leaper. And he got that one off the line very well.
Well, Zenga really was caught by the challenge from Fonseca. I'm sure he'll recover. Your smelling salts will do the trick. In fairness to Fonseca, he had to go for the ball, and really there was no way he was going to get too much out of that, though.
He's taken a nasty knock. When the goalkeepers come out that way, it's with the knees up. To actually get one into the thigh is quite painful. Not that I get up the pitch that often to find out, but it's...
Battistini taking the free kick. Almost at the end of the 90 minutes, and here's Schillaci now. Is this going to clinch it? Gali out of his area. And well, I think he's given a penalty.
Well, I can't believe that. That's an unbelievable decision. Schillaci will be disappointed he didn't actually finish the chance off. But he does very well there, Gali. Gets down, makes a nice tackle. And this should actually kill off Napoli now. They've actually come back in the game. They looked dead and buried halfway through the half at 2-0. Got themselves back in at 2-1. And now that's a bit of an unfortunate happening for Napoli.
Schillaci chasing onto that long ball through. He was clear. Defenders. Gali doing so well, it seemed.
Yes,
and well, he just fell over the leg.
Yes, that's good goalkeeping. It's funny, I was only saying earlier that Tarantino had looked very comfortable on the ball. He just tried to over-elaborate there and go by Schillaci, and he was a little bit too wise for him.
Well, Schillaci has scored with a penalty this season. Is he going to have the opportunity again, or maybe Ruben Sosa wants to take it? Sosa, who was the penalty taker for Lazio. No, Schillaci is going to be the man. We're into injury time. It's Schillaci against Gali. Whistles from the Napoli fans all around the stadium. Oh, what a miss by Schillaci.
Well, how many times do we see that when penalties shouldn't really be given? They've been given, and the penalty taker blasts it wide, or has it saved?
Well, drama right to the last, and that really was an awful penalty kick by Schillaci. Not quite as bad as Ronnie Rosenthal-Smith from Liverpool yesterday, but he spooned it way over the bar. And maybe Napoli aren't quite out of this yet.
They'd be very disappointed as well. He's had an excellent game for Inter. He's many times he's fired a lone old trowel up the front there, and there was a bit of an atrocious miss, wasn't it? Didn't even hit the target, or nowhere near the target. But justice was done.
Well, Schillaci then had the chance to put this game beyond the reach of Napoli. But as it is, well, there's still hope. Although surely only a few seconds now to go. Sosa going off. Orlando replacing him.
That's the customary late substitution to waste a few more seconds.
He may not have time even to kick the ball. We're now almost 3 minutes into time added on for stoppages. Zola. Mauro has to fetch it. The referee looking at his watch. That's Mauro chipping it through. D'Agostini away. Free kick to Napoli. And it's just a question now of how much more time the referee is going to add on. Mauro to take the free kick. Only partially away. A real scramble at the back now. Desperate defending by Inter. But the counter-attack is on. At least it might have been. Whistles from the Napoli fans. They're not happy with the time wasting here by Inter. The Inter fans are whistling for the final whistle. Mauro will pump it forward once more, or will he? I think that's what the crowd wanted him to do. Now that's it. It's all over. Inter have held on, and they won here by 2-1. Their first win in this stadium since 1983-84 season. And, well, the drama right to the final seconds, really, with that penalty missed by Schillaci. And it really was a dreadful kick by him. That would have clinched it. But as it was, it left Inter with a problem to contend with in the remaining seconds. So,